Good morning, master traders. Here we have the S&P futures this morning up $1. Yesterday was a consolidation day after the topping tail. Acting bullishly, I mean, it was able to hold into the area and actually a positive close after a topping tail into major resistance. Typically, you would get a pullback, and so far we still just have consolidation. So we wait to see, most likely into next week, whether we get a little bit more of a correction, some downward move here, or whether it's sideways to be followed by a move higher. The weekly suggests the move higher. There's an uptrend. Pull back into the rising 20, did not reach this area of support here. Rather, it created this support area by retesting this bottoming tail bar. And even though it certainly looked and had convinced me at the time that it could go lower to test the support below, just based on this big topping tail reversal, the move down. But then it reversed and chopped around, certainly putting that into question because of the retracement back up into this resistance area. So now the most bullish scenario is some sideways action here. If it dips down and we were to get a bottoming tail bar in opposition of the topping tail bar, that would be another bullish scenario. And that would suggest a move higher. As of this morning, it's just, choppy action here. There was a reversal back up, pull back, a little sideways here. So what we would look for is, can it get through this area here, or does it stay within this immediate range here? That's happening. So we'll see how that plays out after the open and into the morning. The NASDAQ, surprisingly, and I say surprisingly because of some of these stocks that are moving up here pre-market, that this isn't higher. And it's just trading inside of yesterday's range, but it's early. The initial reaction here pre-market is one of, hesitation to go higher. So even with those positive stocks and moving up, we have, I'm just looking at Amazon up almost 27, Google up 33.5. Those are big influences. Well, Microsoft's only up 1/4 point. Intel's down a little bit. QCOM is down about 1.25 points. What's Twitter? Twitter down a little bit, but some big stocks out there that are up big, and the NASDAQ futures are trading inside the top of yesterday's range, actually down 5 points. Not a big deal in the context of what's going on here. Still weekly uptrend, breaking out. So this situation suggests consolidation, maybe pullback, and then higher. But, just a thought this morning as to what's going to continue to drive this market. I mean, the news is out, French election, the tax news is out. We'll see what happens with that. Some big earnings are out and super positive reactions to them. And, the market's not continuing to move up here today. So you're getting a little tired. It did have this big move, so that would be normal. But and maybe that's better off than it continuing to blast and get continued blow off here, which would then suggest a bigger retracement. Dow is up a little bit, consolidating at this resistance here. Bonds trying to hold this support area. So far, it looks like it's probably going to move lower, but going sideways here, we just stand aside. Oil, bottoming tail bar yesterday as it pulled back into that significant support area here. So maybe this oil is going to make an attempt to push up here toward this resistance. You can see pre-market is just chopping around here. So really nothing there, but something you might want to keep an eye on, especially if you want to trade USO or the futures themselves. Maybe this can chop around a little bit and then find some legs to move up. Starbucks, okay, that's down a bit. That reported some earnings. But overall, it's a little extended, so normal. There's Amazon, beginning to pull back after that giant move up there. Google, the same scenario, pulling back a little bit after the move up. And let's Tesla up a little bit. And let's take a look at this. Looks great. Netflix, just flat here this morning. Excuse me. But wide range bar igniting on the weekly time frame, and a move up and a consolidation and a breakout this week. And after the breakout, it continues to hold up here. So let's just take a look at the monthly chart quick. New all-time high as a base, and suggests it's going to go higher. So good trading, everyone. We will talk next week in the next morning update. Have a great weekend.